Good evening,
Oh,
everyone.
I think that just, oh, it's 5, 6, 7.
Thank you for coming.
I think so.
What I'm planning to do
Yeah.
today is show you a very easy, simple little salad. And I'll go through the motions of how I would put it together. And the picture you see here in the front, believe it or not, this was from Becky, our resident Becky. She got a HelloFresh meal. And it comes with all the ingredients that you need. But she said something about not being able to cook, so she gave it to me. The original recipe has kale, it has carrots, it has dried cranberries, it has sunflower seeds. Now, I don't like sunflower seeds, so I didn't put sunflower seeds on there. I did something a little different because that's exactly what I always try to do, is make it my idea. And I have a garnish that you're going to really like, I hope. It's yellow sweet peppers. Just real thinly sliced. When you see the salad, it should be a wow. I also have honey mustard dressing because that's what the recipe called for. But I had raspberry vinaigrette because I know some people like a different type of dressing. So I got one of each kind. And when they pass the tray around, it'll be one of both on there. You can take whatever you want, or you can take the combination. I got enough for at least 32 salads right now made up, but I still have fresh bottles if I need to use any more. Now, this particular recipe calls for the kale. I'll start with the kale because I got my skillet warm enough for the chicken. That's the only time I have to really cook in the skillet is when I'm doing the chicken.
Alice, can you move your chair around some?
The kale's already been rinsed.
Thank you.
And I'm going to put seasoning on it because it asks you to put salt and pepper on it. Most of you know that I don't use salt and pepper, so I just use my own favorite seasoning, which is garlic powder, onion powder, and a little black pepper. I put that all in there. I'm going to add the oil right now, just a little bit of oil, doesn't take a lot.
Is that olive oil?
This is regular vegetable oil.
Really?
The recipe calls for olive oil, but for what I'm doing right now, olive oil was a little bit too expensive, so we went with vegetable oil.
Okay.
We have a little onion powder right here. My favorite brand. And of course I measured. Everybody can see I measured. That's the way I measure when I'm cooking upstairs.
2 shots of this, 2
I put it on there until it looks like it looks like I probably got enough. I got my little black pepper. This I ended up getting at a Walgreens because Kroger was out one day. So I went to Walgreens and got this little called Nice Black Pepper. It works out perfect. It just comes out awful fast, so I have to be careful not to put too much. Okay, now that I got that all in there, we're going to massage this real good. It's suggested you massage it.
Mind moving your picture over.
Sure. We just lay it down.
There we go.
So we're going to massage it. It helps soften it up, and the oil helps just lubricate it. And that's looking pretty good. And then we just put it on the plate. Okay. Now that's the hard part. I've got the chicken getting ready to start cooking. Now this has got the brown sugar, bourbon seasoning. It's a McCormick blend, and Kroger carries it, Garden Food Service carries it. But I marinate, the very first time I tried it, I marinated the chicken ahead of time. I put it on there and just put it back in the bag and put it in the refrigerator. It seemed to work out much better because it's got no oil with it. The recipe says that you should rinse off the chicken, pat it dry, and then put this on. Well, I rinsed off the chicken, patted it dry, and the first press worked out fine. The second one didn't because it needed some more moisture. So the next time I just rinsed them off real good, lightly patted it off, seasoned both sides, and then put it in the bag so it would sit up and do its thing. So while this is cooking, we're going to add a little oil to the pan, just a little. And then our chicken breast. Now, average about 4 ounces for each chicken breast. 4 to 5 ounces is what probably normally would eat with all the other stuff that you're going to have on it. You can, if you're doing this at home and you want to say cook just for one, just cook one chicken breast or cut it in half. You can put the seasoning on it, put it in a bag, refrigerate it, and then microwave it. It will microwave it as well. But I like it in a skillet because it gives it a little bit more of a brown, kind of a crusty type thing, and it seems to cook the flavor in better than it would any other way. So while that's cooking, we're going to put the oil on. Okay. We'll move these out of the way now. Don't need these anymore for the moment. The carrots, I can explain it, but it's much easier to show you. I'm going to peel the carrot. Nothing fancy about it today, just gotta get the stuff off of there. Okay. Now, in the recipe, it showed it sliced at an angle. It even talks about slicing at an angle. So that's exactly what I still did. I took the carrot, and I started on one end, the fattest end I could find, and I started at an angle. I sliced it as thin as possible, but I still leaving some carrot. The end product is going to look something like that. Then I put them into on a sheet pan, put a little bit of oil on it, and then I seasoned again with onion powder, garlic powder, and just a touch of black pepper because I don't like to cook with salt. I prefer to have the flavors of whatever you're eating come out. You can always add salt and pepper more if you like. There's one person that likes pepper. And go from there. Now, I've already got these cooked here in the back. So I'm just going to sprinkle them on the salad. You can put as much on your salad as you like. It just depends on your particular flavors that you want to work with. Okay. My next little chore is the apple. I'm using Gala apples because they're nice and sweet, and the ones you buy in the bag are small. If you buy the bulk, for some odd reason they're bigger, and they didn't look as good when we cut them open, so we went back to just using the ones in the bag. I'm going to cut this in half, and cut it again. And then I'm going to cut it just straight down like that to take out the core. So I have something that looks sort of like that. Now I'm going to take off the end. And this is more for presentation than anything else. But then you have this moon-shaped cut that was on the salad in the original picture. Again, you can cut this as thin, as thick as you like. Some of the apples we cut today are a little bit thicker, which is no problem. You will have knife and forks to work with that today. Okay, we're going to sprinkle that also on the salad. And since I know this is going to take a few minutes to cook, I already have one cooked. And there we are. Dried cranberries. These I just kind of dump up with my hand and just sprinkle them all around the salad. We're going to move this stuff out of the way so that we can play with our chicken breast. We'll go ahead and use this knife. It's not the knife I got back here. It's a bigger knife I got back here. It's more like a chef-looking knife, and it's heavier. But I just start with thin slices. So you got to slice about that thick. Just a little easier to eat that way. I cooked these off earlier, but I kept them slightly warm, but they didn't have to be warm for the salad, they didn't have to be hot for the salad, they could be cold either. Okay. Now we're just going to fan it on top of your salad. And the garnish that you're going to have today is yellow sweet peppers, courtesy of one of the food banks. Okay. Any questions? Like I said, this was a nice simple one, nice easy one.
So there's no bourbon to sample, is that what you're telling me?
You're going to get the flavor of the bourbon, but you will not get the alcohol of the bourbon.
Gotcha.
If you would like to use the alcohol of the bourbon, because that's the way you like to cook, you can always flambe it. If you got it in the skillet, which it still is. Hold on a second.
Dave, that one knife looks really, really sharp. Is that a special knife?
It's just a little paring knife,
Oh, okay.
and I got a little, one of those little sharpeners that you can just slide it through. That's what I use for it.
Oh, okay. I don't have one that
And that's what you've been smelling most of the day.
Yes, I have.
Any other questions? Because I'm getting ready to put these places together for you. I have a couple of young ladies who are going to help me pass them out to you. On the tray that comes with the food, you'll have knife, fork, spoon, or knife and fork, napkin, one of each of the type of dressings. We also have some bread that's already pre-sliced that they decided we need to have possibly something to go with it. And that's pretty much it. I do still have my books available. I have them always available, whether it's the big book or the little book. The big book I still sell for $20 to our residents, and most of the time right now, because I can't get back into the bookstores. The smaller book, which is my first book, I still sell for $10 instead of $11.99. So the big book, if you bought it in the store, retail, you get $29.99 plus delivery and all that other good stuff. All right, we'll get right to getting you some food out there.
Yeah, you're being recorded. You want it turned off now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.